Taurus, August 31st through September 6th may begin quietly, but beneath that calm surface, something important is shifting. You may feel as though life is asking you to pause before making your next move, because a decision connected to money, career, love, or your personal future is gradually becoming impossible to ignore. This is not simply a week of events. It is a week of realization. Something you have been carrying for a long time may finally reach the point where you either transform it or release it. You could receive unexpected news, encounter an opportunity that seems to arrive at exactly the right moment, or discover that a person you once trusted is no longer part of the future you are building. And the most interesting part is this: the biggest change may not happen outside you at all. It may happen in the way you see yourself. If you have been feeling that progress has been slower than you wanted, do not assume that nothing is happening. Some changes begin underground, like roots growing beneath soil before anyone can see a single leaf. This week may reveal that the quiet effort you have been making is finally beginning to produce visible results. If this reading resonates with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It supports the channel and helps you stay connected to future horoscope readings. As Monday begins, Taurus, your attention may naturally turn toward responsibilities that you have been postponing. There could be something related to work, paperwork, money, home, family, or a personal commitment that requires your attention. You may initially feel irritated because you have other priorities, but dealing with this matter could actually remove a weight from your mind. Sometimes the smallest unfinished task occupies the largest space in our thoughts. Once you finally handle it, you realize how much energy you were spending simply thinking about it. Monday may also bring an emotional reminder from the past. Perhaps someone contacts you, perhaps you remember an old situation, or perhaps something happens that makes you reconsider a decision you made months ago. Do not immediately interpret this as a sign that you should return to the past. Instead, ask yourself what the memory is teaching you. You may discover that you are not missing the situation itself. You are missing the certainty you once felt before everything changed. That distinction is important because your future requires you to build a new kind of certainty, one based not on knowing what will happen, but on trusting that you can handle whatever happens. Tuesday brings a stronger sense of movement. Communication becomes more active, and you may find yourself discussing an important plan with someone connected to your work or finances. A colleague could approach you with an idea, a family member may offer useful advice, or someone you know could introduce you to an opportunity. This may not look spectacular at first, but do not underestimate small beginnings. A seed does not look like a tree when it is planted. Career-wise, Tuesday can encourage you to become more confident about your abilities. Taurus, you may sometimes underestimate yourself because you prefer to let results speak rather than constantly advertise what you can do. That quality can be admirable, but there are moments when you must make your contribution visible. If you have been waiting for someone to notice your efforts, consider taking a more active role. Speak during the meeting. Present your idea. Send the message. Ask the question. Your silence may have been interpreted as contentment when, in reality, you have been waiting for recognition. Financially, Tuesday may bring useful information. You could learn about a payment, a new opportunity, a change in expenses, or a possibility for improving your financial position. Be practical. Do not allow excitement to make the decision for you. Taurus energy is naturally connected with stability, and this week rewards careful planning more than impulsive action. Wednesday may become particularly significant for your money and career. You could be forced to look honestly at a financial habit or responsibility that you have avoided. Perhaps there is an expense that has been quietly growing, or perhaps you need to make a decision about saving, investing in yourself, or changing the way you manage your resources. The purpose is not to make you afraid. The purpose is to make you stronger. You may also realize that financial security is not only about how much money you have. It is about how much control you feel you have over your decisions. When your money has a direction, your mind often becomes calmer. When everything is uncertain, even a small expense can feel enormous. This week gives you the opportunity to restore that sense of control. Wednesday may also reveal something about your professional future. If you have been considering a change, you might start researching alternatives more seriously. Do not rush into leaving something simply because you are frustrated. Instead, build your next step before abandoning the current one. Your greatest advantage is patience. Use it. Thursday shifts the energy toward love and emotional connection. For Taurus who are in relationships, this could be a meaningful day for discussing future plans, expectations, and emotional needs. One of you may have been holding back because you did not want to create tension. But avoiding a conversation does not always protect a relationship. Sometimes it simply allows a small misunderstanding to become a larger distance. If you speak with kindness instead of accusation, you may discover that the person beside you understands more than you expected. There could be an emotional release, a renewed sense of closeness, or simply a clearer understanding of where both of you stand. For single Taurus, Thursday may bring an intriguing social interaction. Someone may enter your environment who seems calm, intelligent, or emotionally grounded. You may not immediately recognize the importance of the connection because it could develop slowly. But Taurus, remember that you do not need every connection to begin with dramatic intensity. A healthy connection can feel peaceful rather than chaotic. And that may be one of the lessons love is teaching you now. Peace is not boredom. If you have become accustomed to relationships filled with uncertainty, emotional highs and sudden lows, stability may initially feel unfamiliar. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Friday is one of your stronger days this week. Your confidence begins to rise, and you may feel more comfortable making decisions. This is favorable for professional conversations, negotiations, planning, networking, and presenting yourself confidently. If you have been waiting for the right moment to discuss your value at work, Friday may help you find the words. There may also be an opportunity to make progress with something you have been building for a long time. Perhaps a project finally receives attention. Perhaps someone agrees to support you. Perhaps a delayed response finally arrives. The important thing is not to become discouraged if the result is not exactly what you expected. Sometimes progress arrives in a different shape than the one we imagined. Friday may also bring social activity. You could reconnect with someone you have not spoken to recently or meet someone through a friend. There is potential for useful new connections, especially if you allow yourself to step outside your normal routine. But there is a warning. Do not allow other people's expectations to determine your choices. Taurus, you may be the person others rely on because you are dependable. Yet being dependable does not mean you must always be available. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to choose yourself without feeling guilty. Saturday brings a deeper emotional tone. You may want to spend more time at home or away from unnecessary noise. This is not isolation. It is recovery. Your mind may need quiet after a week of decisions and conversations. During this quieter period, you may begin thinking about a personal goal that has been sitting in the background for months. Perhaps you want to learn something new, change your routine, improve your career, develop a creative project, or simply create a healthier balance between responsibility and personal life. Saturday can be the day when the idea becomes more concrete. You may realize that you have been waiting for the perfect moment to begin. But perfect moments rarely arrive. There is only the moment when you finally decide that your future deserves action. Sunday brings emotional clarity. You may look at your recent experiences and understand why certain things had to happen. A disappointment may have redirected you. A delay may have protected you. A difficult conversation may have revealed the truth. An unexpected person may have opened a new door. Life does not always explain itself immediately. Sometimes the meaning becomes visible only after the pieces have moved. This week may also influence your social circle. You could become more selective about who receives your time and attention. Someone may reveal their true intentions through their behavior rather than their words. Pay attention to consistency. People can promise anything, but repeated actions tell you what you actually need to know. If someone makes you feel constantly uncertain, you do not need to spend every day decoding their behavior. If someone consistently respects you, supports you, and gives you room to be yourself, that is information too. Your emotional energy may fluctuate this week. You could feel extremely productive one day and unusually tired the next. Do not punish yourself for needing rest. Taurus, your strength has always been endurance, but endurance does not mean carrying everything forever. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is put something down. In your career, focus on long-term positioning. You may not receive every reward immediately, but the choices you make now can strengthen your professional foundation. Avoid unnecessary arguments and workplace drama. You do not need to prove that you are right in every situation. Protect your reputation by remaining calm, prepared, and consistent. Financially, this is a week for organization and stability. Watch unnecessary spending, especially emotional purchases. At the same time, do not become so cautious that you refuse every opportunity. If an investment in your education, work, or skills could improve your future, consider it carefully rather than rejecting it automatically. In love, communication is essential. If you are in a relationship, allow yourself to express what you need without expecting your partner to read your mind. If you are single, remain open to someone whose personality feels different from what you usually choose. You may be surprised by what attracts you when you stop looking for a familiar pattern. The most favorable days for you are Tuesday and Friday, especially for career, communication, networking, and opportunities. Wednesday is important for financial decisions and practical planning. Thursday is emotionally significant for relationships and new romantic possibilities. Monday requires patience with unfinished matters, while Saturday is better for rest, reflection, and personal development. Sunday brings clarity and helps you understand what this entire week has been preparing you for. Taurus, this week may teach you that stability does not mean remaining exactly where you are. Real stability means knowing that you can change without losing yourself. You have spent time building something, perhaps a career, a relationship, a family structure, a financial foundation, or simply a stronger version of yourself. Now you may be asked to adjust one part of that structure so that it can support the person you are becoming. Do not be afraid of that adjustment. A tree does not betray its roots because it grows new branches. You are allowed to grow beyond an old identity. You are allowed to want something different. You are allowed to change your mind after learning something new. And you are allowed to walk away from situations that no longer reflect your value. Something unexpected may appear this week, but perhaps the greatest surprise will be your own reaction to it. You may discover that something which once frightened you no longer has the same power. You may realize that you are ready for a conversation you once avoided. You may recognize an opportunity that you would have ignored in the past. That is the real transformation. Not everything around you has to change at once. Sometimes your life changes because you finally see it differently. So as August 31st through September 6th unfolds, move slowly enough to notice the signs, but confidently enough to act when the moment comes. Protect your money. Protect your peace. Choose your relationships carefully. Speak when your voice matters. Rest when your mind needs silence. And above all, do not allow fear of change to keep you attached to something that has already completed its purpose. The future is not asking you to rush. It is asking you to prepare. And Taurus, when the right door finally opens, you will know why all those previous doors had to remain closed. Your journey is not behind you. It is becoming clearer in front of you.